is relational. They develop a relationship with the youth and the family that transcends every aspect of what they do. So when you deal with the multidimensional family therapy, that's just it, multidimensional, because it's multifaceted. And if you try to deal with just one facet of it, we miss the mark. With the therapists in multidimensional family therapy, they bring about and incorporate the entire family, not just for drug court, but beyond drug court. Yeah. It gives them the opportunity to develop resources and tools for themselves, because the drug court team won't always be with them, but the family will.
One of the characteristics of the therapists with Mdft is the passion that they had for the work that they do. It's not like, well, this is a 9 to 5 and after 5 o'clock I'm not answering my phone anymore, or you have a problem on the weekend, I'm sorry, I'm not available. Where with Mdft, any time of the day, wherever is needed, that's where they were. If the child was in need, if the family was in crisis, that's what we need. I think that's what all treatment should be like, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And the difference with having a child, let's say, go to a group setting where sometimes they get lost in the group. They can't address their personal issues in a group setting. They may not be comfortable. The therapist is more likely to miss certain cues of what's happening with that child because they're in a group of 10, 15 kids. Whereas with Mdft, they get that individual attention. One of the things that happens when they're going through treatment with Mdft is they become more empowered, and so do the families. Once they're empowered, then they're able to share what's happening with them. They do find their voice. And when a family first comes into the system or into drug court, there's a divide, clearly divide. And usually the first or second session, oh, you did this, you got yourself involved in this, it's your problem. Where once they're working with Mdft, not only is the child supported with the therapist, but then the family starts coming together. And it's not about, you got yourself into this, it's how are we going to get ourselves out of this? How can I help you?
By the time they get to us, the parents are at the end of their rope. They believe that they've tried everything else. And sometimes it takes a little coaxing on our part to tell them, no, you haven't tried everything else. Here's one last thing. And my phrase is, I'm going to ask you to tie a knot at the end of the rope and dangle a little while longer. The cavalry is coming. Give us a little time to help you through. So you have the child who is going through adolescent phase, and then you have a parent who's completely frustrated and they no longer have any coping skills left. What is there? And then they're given additional coping skills. They're given the ability to try to figure out what's going on, what has led the family to this point, and what can lead the family to the light at the end of the tunnel.
I believe other courts would see a huge difference in their outcome if they implemented Mdft. The level of treatment that their clients would receive would be outstanding. I mean, you start off with a child that may be broken, in a sense, and then by the time they're leaving your courtroom or your program, they're close to whole, or if not whole again. And I think that's the goal for all drug courts.
And it's effective, plain and simple. It's effective. It gives you a toolbox with many, many tools. With many, many tools to be able to accomplish the task at hand. The task at hand is multifaceted, so therefore your toolbox has to be very well equipped. And this gives you the toolbox that's equipped to get the job done.
The thing that makes Mdft so great is that they will search and search until they get to the root of the problem and address it and fix it. And the collaboration is great, and we've also been able, I think, the results of drug court now are a direct reflection of our collaboration with Mdft and C-Trata.
I love the name because I believe the name is very appropriate, multidimensional. And that's what it takes to address the issues that we have in drug court. It's multifaceted, so therefore we need multidimensional solutions to it. And multidimensional family therapy addresses those issues. Remember the toolbox. It's a poor carpenter who only has one tool in his box. Okay, and we're coming to erect a home. Okay, so that means we have a lot of tools in the box, and multidimensional family therapy gives us those tools.